Alright, frontline setup. So for this is mainly applied for frontline countries. Example, since there's Team Bravo and Team Alpha, I'll be playing as Germany. This is not realistic because I'll be invading Poland and Ukraine. Germany most likely will be a frontline. For this, I'll just use this country as an example. Yeah, I'll be invading Poland, Ukraine. They will become the playables. For this, you have multiple options. Frontline setups mainly apply in technology for anything military related. Example being infantry tech, tank tech, naval tech, support tech, maybe even economy tech, and also research tech. If you want to go for an early game win, you might want to go for infantry tech or any other techs. If you want to go for late game, you might want to invest into research tech. For that, you have to discover what the benefits of each do in your own time. For this, I like to go for medium gov spending, as well as getting my factories set up. Steel, motor, fertilizer, electronic. That'll be good for now. I'll also need to go mass attack, because that MP gain from mass attack will greatly help in gaining MP, since it's 2 times more. Although the infantry or the starting experience is a lot lower, it allows for more MP, more troops, which in the end will be more helpful than having less experienced troops. Yeah, my map hasn't loaded yet, but that's fine. It will load. Unless it doesn't, then oh well. For this, I will go infantry tech. The reason I went for medium gov spending is to get limited conscription. Limited conscription will greatly increase your MP gain because recruitable population is how much population. Oh, well, no, it's how much the number is for your country MP gain. So see here, 2% of your population is being recruited. That's the base of volunteer, 2% recruitable population. Manpower increased by 6K, maximum MP by 800. Limited will make that 2.5 times more, I think. Yeah, 2.5 times more. So 6.7 times 2.5 is how much MP gain you will get just by going volunteer. That will help you in the long run. Here I declare war on Poland and Ukraine. This is only just for the simplicity. This would be one of the strategies from last tournament, but for this tournament, obviously they're playables. You can't do this. You will have to find your own way to take countries and how much to get. There's events on and population growth. Events will be turned off during the tournament. So for the purpose of this run, I will decline any events that I receive, just to make it as balanced as possible. If there is one that affects me, I'll try to go with the one that has the least impact. See how I'm buying all my resources. This is all to make sure my factories are running. Now that I'm limited, you'll see a massive increase in MP gain. See here. 6.9k to 16k. That is a massive increase in MP. How am I out of gold? Alright then. Since I already have consumer goods, I want to go max tax just so I get more money over time. There are other possibilities you can go. You might want to go socialism, nationalism, just to get more MP gain. So you can see here, nationalism, you get a 15% more increase, but your upkeep, which is much more important, in my opinion, is minus 25%. That's a quarter off of holding your army. While for socialism, you don't get that military upkeep decrease, but you do get a staggering manpower increase of 40%, which can go a long way in your MP gain. I'll be using a force annex feature just to get this over with. I'll send all my troops back home, where they will cover. I won't be making that much money as most of my population is just not that high tax income or anything. That's why I have maximum tax, because that's what my MP or money will come from for now. Now my MP gain is 18k. If you want to make more, you can always get more policies. Example, where is it? Military Service Act. That's 10% more MP gain. So 17k to 21k. That can go a long way. Do note that 100 million in cash will create 1 million troops. I won't make troops at the start of the match, or not much troops, because I want to save as much troops as or money as I can, because holding those troops cost is your upkeep. And that's not good. Because you're spending money on upkeep when you could just do it all at the end when there's less upkeep. Holding your troops isn't the same effect as saving them or doing it last minute, because you're not spending that much money on just holding it. I will keep this 400k because I spawned it in at the start of the game, and I won't want to change it up. I should also sell, because that will create me a good 1 million maybe in income, which can go a long way. Already I have a very high MP gain of 23k. Can always make more MP by looking at these cities. Example being Berlin, 3.4k MP. I can add a recruitment center through that, and I'll be making more MP from that. You can develop your cities, but I don't recommend it, as most likely your democracy or money support maybe will use that money from deving to give you more money. So you could give money to your demo support or money support, because they will have greater profit from it than you will. Am I recording? Yeah, I am. Okay, good. Didn't seem that laggy. Oh, okay, no, it's just 7 FPS. Alright, so there's I don't believe there is much to discuss. You will be having lots of troops on your front with this idea. If multiple teams do this, you can see easily 2 million troops minimum on just one playable, or even more. Example, Germany might have 3 million troops because I have a 3.2 million cap. I invest in infantry technology because most of my army will be comprised of infantry. Tanks are effective, but they don't give the same outcome since they have a max limit. 4.8k is a lot, but that's distributed between your team. So it's not going to be that effective. Since the max conscription is limited, there's no use to going extensive or required because the max is limited. You can only increase your MP gain by going socialism, nationalism, developing your cities maybe, but developing your cities cost a lot more. Checking back, the recruitment center gave me a 400 more MP gain. Not much, can go a small way. Now it's almost just waiting because you're growing your economy just by sitting, and also your MP gain increases. Stability also rises as you're on medium gov spending. If you want to, you could also go out of gov spending and keep up with a very high income. 4.8 mil income just by not going gov spending. Although your stability will take a hit, which will result in less MP, it won't be that much because you're gaining a lot more money. Now it's simply just waiting. Um, if you need money by any chance, you can always ask your teammates. I doubt you'd need money. Depends on what you're doing at least. You can always be going research tech, fully research tech, like centralized research organizations, and going full research, and you might outpace someone that who hasn't gotten research. It's debatable. It's for you to decide. For this, you can also build mines on Kiev whenever it cores, because that will give you a large amount of resources. It's not going to be seen directly in the start of war or anything, because it's expensive and also it needs time to core. But once cored, it can give you about 1 million income. Am I selling right? Is 12 the limit? Actually, I'm going to assume 12 is the limit. 25k MP gain, that's a lot more than I expected. But that means you could focus on other aspects, where you're not focusing on MP, you can focus on technology. So from here, I could maybe go research spending. Get more research than the enemy. Even though it costs a hefty fine, I may be able to do this because I stockpiled a lot of money. Almost 500 million with not enough MP to back it up. War is in 1 year, so I have a lot of time to spare, sitting and strategizing with teams, with my team, or with your just with here you can strategize with your team, all that. I won't go research spending. I'll go government spending back because I want to try to get nationalism and see how much troops or the upkeep will be. Actually, I'll go high government spending instead, because I'm about to reach the 500 million mark. I prefer more political power instead. I almost have my 3 million mark of how much troops I can get. When I reach maybe around October this year or November, you might want to switch to specialization and get free training on your troops because you gain MP from mass attack and then you switch to specialization, you get free training. Although it's less MP gain by a lot because 2 times more goes down to 4 just zero point 0.4. So that may be making your MP gain probably around 7k, which is not a lot when you compare it to massed attack. You can also bet on generals, but those do not have, they're based on RNG. You might get a very bad general when you could have gotten free training. You have to weigh these decisions out and make a decision as a team. There isn't really much to do. I did not know that Hamburg has a port. Anyways, there is no policies as I can do because I'm not any of these ideologies yet. Although I am non-aligned, you could go. Hold on. I haven't seen this in forever. Neutrality Act. You can get Neutrality Act, you get more resistance, justification time. Although justification time is there, you can have a teammate declare war for you. Base stability increases and tax increases. Definitely can be worth if you're going that route. I'll just lose stability here because I don't really care. I wouldn't want to spend money. Alright, so I've reached my maximum manpower. I'll spend only 57 my manpower. I can still regain that. I'll move this unit out just so I don't change its training. Once I can get nationalism, I can have decreased upkeep, which will allow me to hold more army. Which will allow me just to have more troops. You can have an infinite amount of troops. Don't let the unit limit deceive you. Although it says 70 unit limit, that does not mean 700k troops. You can have 3 million troops and 69 units. Just don't meet the 70 unit threshold. And simple as that. So you could have 10 million troops and 4 units if you want. Don't know why, but that is possible. I'm about to run out of consumer goods. Damn. Alright, so it's about to become November. So war is in 2 months now. I have 1 million troops, but when I reach this point, I can save up a bit more. I can go directly into specialization, then spend all my money. Because I have 3 million manpower. 1 million manpower can correlate to 100 million in cash, which will create 1 million troops. Because 1 million troops is 100 mil cash. So I'll only be spending 300 million cash. That's not that much since I saved it all up. It's now December. I have my nationalism. I can get rid of government spending. I now wait for my troops to spawn. You don't want to do this too late, or else the enemy can surprise attack you at January and ruin the troops spawning. As you can see, I was too late, and a lot of my troops are stuck in queue while it's almost January. In fact, it just hit January, and about 1.5 million troops or more are stuck in queue. That can be a problem. If you do this earlier, you'll obviously not be in the same predicament. You will have enough military power to almost get one general, so if you want to bet on that, you can always do that. See, you have free training, which allows you to do more conquest, have more power and attack. At this point, I have 2.7 million troops and still more troops spawning in the queue. I accidentally selected this one city. It won't matter much because it's only 30k. See, I'm able to hold all of it without training my troops, without the need to train my troops due to me going specialization. 6k MP gain. That's a fair amount, but that's not that much if you think about it. 1.6 million income. One more stack to go. There. We have all the troops. Almost 4 million troops. 3.9 million troops exactly. And it's just the start of war. You could have this before war and have a bit less, not much to change the combat, and still be able to win. Here I'm not even in deficit. I'm only gaining 800k, but I hold a large army, which I can use to promptly steamroll the enemy or defend. That's about it for the frontline setup guide. There will always be maybe less or more troops as playables will change since Germany cannot take Poland and Ukraine legally. It'll probably take something else that's better or worse for Germany. It might take, I don't know, Czechoslovakia and Austria. It won't make the same amount of troops, but it can still make a threatening amount of troops because Germany itself has a lot of population. That's about it. See ya.